12,000 years before the pyramids, a mysterious sight rose from the earth. Gobekli Tepe, the world's first known temple, older than history itself. Who built it? Why was it buried? And what secrets about human origins could still be hidden beneath its stones? Imagine a time before the pyramids, before writing. A time when humanity was still learning to survive, hunting with sharpened stones and gathering whatever nature provided. And yet, in the heart of what is now modern-day Turkey, someone or something built this. A breathtaking complex of massive stone pillars, some standing over 18 feet tall, each weighing more than 10 tons. They were carved with strange, haunting images and aligned with an almost perfect understanding of the cosmos. This is Gobekli Tepe, the oldest known temple on Earth, but its existence raises a profound mystery. How did a society with no agriculture, no wheel, and no metal tools manage to create a structure so impossibly advanced over 12,000 years ago? For millennia, this monumental achievement lay hidden, its story forgotten. Then, in 1994, a local shepherd wandering the arid hills near Şanlıurfa, Turkey, noticed something unusual protruding from the earth. He saw large, strangely shaped limestone blocks scattered across a hilltop that locals called Potbelly Hill. When archaeologist Klaus Schmidt began to dig, he quickly realized he wasn't excavating simple ruins. He was uncovering a temple older than any known civilization, a structure that would shatter our understanding of the ancient world. The scale of the discovery was staggering. The pillars, some weighing as much as 3 elephants, were arranged in circular enclosures, and carved into their surfaces were eerie, stylized reliefs of foxes, lions, scorpions, and vultures, a menagerie of animals symbolizing something we still don't fully understand. As the excavation teams dug deeper, the site only grew stranger. Gobekli Tepe wasn't just old. It was rewriting the very first chapter of human history. According to the traditional timeline of history, 12,000 years ago, humans were nomadic hunter-gatherers. There were no cities, no farms, no permanent homes. Society, as we know it, had not yet been born. But Gobekli Tepe contradicts all of that. Its construction demonstrates a level of planning, social organization, and sophisticated engineering knowledge that, according to our textbooks, simply shouldn't have existed for another several thousand years. How could scattered bands of hunter-gatherers quarry, transport, and perfectly erect these multi-ton monoliths? How did they shape them with such precision using only primitive stone tools? And how did they manage to align them with specific astronomical events? It's as if someone, or something, had given them a blueprint, a sudden leap in knowledge that defies conventional explanation. Could this site be the last surviving legacy of a long-lost civilization, one that flourished and vanished before the last ice age? Many of Gobekli Tepe's pillars are distinctly T-shaped, their form widely believed to represent stylized human figures, perhaps gods or ancestors, standing in silent assembly. Some researchers believe the intricate carvings on these pillars aren't just decorations, but a complex symbolic language telling a cosmic story. A story of creation, or perhaps of a great destruction. One carving, in particular, has captured the imagination of scientists and theorists alike. Known as the Vulture Stone, it appears to depict a headless human figure alongside a sky full of celestial symbols. Researchers have argued that these symbols represent constellations and that the entire panel is a date stamp, marking the exact alignment of the stars around 10,950 BC. This date is astonishingly significant, as it corresponds precisely with the beginning of the Younger Dryas, a period of sudden and catastrophic global cooling believed to have been triggered by a comet impact. Was Gobekli Tepe built by the survivors of this cataclysm as a memorial to the world they had lost? Or was it an astronomical observatory designed to warn future generations of threats from the heavens? Here's where theories about Gobekli Tepe begin to clash. creating a deep divide between mainstream archaeology and alternative research. Mainstream archaeologists firmly believe that local hunter-gatherers built the temple on their own. They see it as the birthplace of organized religion, a monumental testament to a spiritual revolution that inspired previously nomadic people to come together, cooperate, and ultimately build the world's first settlements. But alternative researchers suggest a far more mysterious origin story. They propose that Gobekli Tepe was not the work of primitive people alone, but was constructed with knowledge passed down from a forgotten, highly advanced culture, or perhaps even with guidance from visitors not of this world. Ancient texts from nearby Mesopotamia, written thousands of years later, are filled with stories of powerful beings called the Anunnaki, a name that translates to "those who came from the sky." These beings were said to have brought knowledge, laws, and civilization to humankind. Could Gobekli Tepe be the very first monument built in their honor, a relic of humanity's first encounter with its celestial teachers? Scientists are quick to dismiss these claims, arguing that there is no physical evidence to support theories of alien contact or a lost supercivilization. Instead, they see Gobekli Tepe as definitive proof of human ingenuity and the power of belief. In their view, the need for a central place to gather for spiritual and ritual purposes was the catalyst that sparked civilization. The shared effort of building the temple led to innovations in agriculture, social structure, and technology. In other words, religion built civilization, not the other way around. But skeptics remain unconvinced. They argue that the sudden appearance of such monumental architecture and astronomical knowledge is too radical, too extreme to be explained by a gradual, natural evolution. The leap from simple hunter-gatherer societies to master builders seems too vast to have occurred without an external influence. Maybe we are not looking at the beginning of something new, but the end of something ancient. Perhaps Gobekli Tepe is a bridge, a connection between the forgotten world that existed before the great flood myths of antiquity and the dawn of recorded history. Whoever built Gobekli Tepe intended for it to last for an eternity. But then, around 8000 BC, something inexplicable happened. Its creators began to bury it. They deliberately and carefully filled the entire complex with millions of cubic feet of earth, stone, and animal bones. It was a massive undertaking, requiring as much effort as its original construction. It was almost as if they wanted to hide it from the world, or perhaps protect it for the future. Was Gobekli Tepe the magnificent work of early humans reaching for the divine on their own? Or is it a message from an older, wiser world that once walked the earth, a world whose existence we have long forgotten? One thing is absolutely certain. The deeper we dig into the secrets of Potbelly Hill, the more the distant past refuses to stay buried.